What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So today we're going to talk about the stimulus package, and the Sunday morning news shows are the best to watch because you'll always have guests from the White House. You'll always have Nancy Pelosi or someone speaking on the Democrats' behalf when it comes to the stimulus package. And so we're going to do we'll watch one video right now, then I will be showing a video later on today, and I might even show another video after that. So we might get 3 videos today. Now, I know I'm starting a little bit late, but we'll go ahead and put this one out and then get one out in a few hours. So we're going to watch Mark Meadows, his interview, and just about the stimulus package. Now, it was a pretty fiery interview. The whole interview in its entirety, but that was mostly related to what's going on with the vice president and the COVID-19 situation with his staff. Okay, now Mike Pence doesn't have COVID-19, at least not right now. He has tested negative, but his chief of staff did test positive. So that's the talk. That was the majority of the talk on this interview. However, at the end, he did talk about the stimulus package, and so I want to go to that. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button. It really does help with the algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started here. So this is Mark Meadows. He's on Jake Tapper. He's on CNN. And let's go ahead and start the interview.
On that, okay. Let's turn to coronavirus relief negotiations, because obviously millions of Americans are hoping for some relief, some compromise. If you reach a compromise, Senator McConnell says he will bring any deal that you reach to the floor for a vote. Do you have a guarantee of that? And do you have a commitment from the Democrats and 13 Republicans that you will need to pass it? Have you identified 13 Senate Republicans who would be on board?
Well,
All right, so even before he gets started, I want to talk about this. So this is the important question. Do you have the 13 senators, the Republican senators that would be needed if we could get all of the Democrats on board and the 2 independents? So that's the question we all want to know, because if we can't get it passed through the Senate, there's no reason even negotiating, because you're going to have Nancy Pelosi in the White House negotiating something that can't even pass the Senate. So that's a great question. Let's go ahead and hear what he says.
Don't even have the bill yet because Nancy Pelosi, and she's coming up. I know she can speak to this, but we've continued to make offer after offer after offer, and Nancy continues to move the goalposts. And as you know, we're up to $1.9 trillion. I personally have talked to the leader multiple times. I've talked to senators multiple times. And at the end of the day, it was the Democrats just last week who said that they weren't going to support a $500 billion deal. So they said no to some relief.
But you guys are up to $1.9 trillion. And I'm just asking, have you identified obviously when the deal happens, we're all optimistic that Mnuchin and Pelosi are going to be able to come up with a compromise. Do you have a commitment from McConnell that he'll bring the bill to the floor? And have you identified the Republicans that you want to vote for it? And have you gotten commitment that they will?
Well, obviously we've identified those Senate Republicans most likely to vote for it, but We're not Nancy Pelosi. We're not going to vote or opine on a bill and pass it before we've read it. And so we need to make sure that we actually read the bill. We haven't gotten an agreement. I do have a commitment from Leader McConnell that if we get an agreement, he's willing to bring it to the floor and get it passed. But the Democrats, again, I want to stress this, Senate Democrats had the opportunity to send relief to the American people this last week, and they didn't do it. That should be a headline, Jake.
Mark.
All right. So, and that's interesting how he's saying that. We know that skinny bill wasn't going anywhere. And the problem with the skinny bill, the major problem with the skinny bill is it didn't have enough in it. You didn't have the direct payments that everyone's asking for. So sure, you're going to have politicians that are going to look at that and say, well, this isn't enough. And all they're trying to do is work on the enhanced unemployment, because that's time sensitive. People need the money right away because they've been receiving their enhanced unemployment and that just stopped. So now they're going to try to start it back up again. And the PPP funding for businesses. But once you get those things out of the way, guess what? That stimulus check that everybody's been wanting and waiting for, it's not going to happen. And then you're going to go into a lame duck session right after the election. You think that politicians are going to be looking forward to getting stimulus checks out to people? No, not likely. So I think it's the right move to not go with that skinny bill and try to get a big package that has everything in it. And so by Mark Meadows saying that, the skinny bill, they had an opportunity to send money to the American people. Well, it was going to go to some people, but it wasn't going to go to all the people that this package would, a big package would provide for everyone. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
I'm being told that we're getting the hook from your team over there at the White House. Just one last question.
I don't know if it's from here. Go ahead.
But it's not.
That's kind of awkward, right? You have someone at the White House saying, "Hey, you're done. Just call it." And then Mark Meadows is saying, "No, I don't know if it's from here. I think it's from your end." It's crazy.
Not on my end. I'll have it for the hour. Just a quick question. Is the vice president going to be tested every day for coronavirus just for safety's sake, to be sure he doesn't get it?
Yeah, we don't get into safety protocols, but we do test on a regular basis. I get tested every day. I can speak to my testing. I would assume that the vice president and the president are in protocols that are very close to that. Yes,
I do think the public has a right to know because he has been exposed. We obviously wish the best for Mr. Short and everybody else in the vice president's orbit. And obviously, Mark, we hope you stay safe as well. Thanks you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay.
You just heard.
All right. So that was the end. I know it was a short little segment there, but he did talk a lot about the whole situation with the COVID-19 positive cases in the vice president's entourage. So if you guys did not hear, the vice president's chief of staff tested positive for COVID-19, as well as some AIDS. I think it's up to 5 AIDS now, or 5 total cases right now. So this is something that we should all know, and I agree with Jake Tapper at the end there, where he's saying that we need to know if the president and the vice president are getting tested daily. That's some information that we as their employer need to know, because you have to understand, we employ them. They don't employ us. We need to know what's going on with them. And I mean, I get it when it comes to medical, there's only so much that we should be shared. But when it's a situation like this is a national security situation where we need to know if our president is healthy. We need to know if our vice president is healthy. So when we're looking at this whole situation, when it comes to the stimulus package, you saw what Mark Meadows was basically saying. So he's pretty much putting it all on Nancy Pelosi, which we're seeing a lot of that. They're both playing the blame game. And I will be doing a video later with Nancy Pelosi, so you can see that side. But you see, they're just kind of pushing it back and forth, back and forth. Will we get something before the election? I don't know. I mean. I keep saying it's very, very unlikely that we will see something before the election. They're not moving fast enough. Like, let me give you an example of how the Senate can move if they really want to move. Right now, as we speak on Sunday, they are debating the nomination for Supreme Court. They're working on a Sunday to get this nomination confirmed. So that just shows you how their priorities. The priority, let's get the nomination confirmed. But when it comes to the stimulus package and stimulus checks for the American people, we'll wait and see. We'll put that on pause and we'll deal with it when we have the time to deal with it. But that should just show you how they're not representing the American people. We have politicians in office that don't see a need to represent the American people during a pandemic, during a crisis. It's amazing to me that this is even allowed. I'm hoping that in this election, a strong message is sent to these politicians. Look, we are the ones who employ you. You don't employ us. You need to work for us. And so I'm hoping that comes across. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think about the next stimulus package. I always ask the same question, but I am going to ask it again because we're coming up on 9 days before the election. Do you think we'll be able to get this done before the election? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.